Hi, I'm Jeff Gonzalez, president of Trident Concepts, and today I'm here with Brownells Daily Defense to talk to you about wardrobe limitations when it comes to concealed carry. So you may have heard that you need to dress around the gun, and I'm going to dissuade you from doing that. Instead, what we need to do is we need to consider what type of firearms we're going to carry. What's the frequency that you're going to be carrying? If you're going to be carrying every day, then you're going to really need to put a lot more thought into the type of firearm that you choose. Because what, in essence, you're asking is to change your wardrobe every day. And that's asking a lot that typically is unrealistic. Instead, consider what firearms should I try to carry every day that would complement my lifestyle, whatever type of normal clothing that I wear Monday through Friday and then on the weekend. After firearms consideration, the next thing we talk about is the conventional methods of carrying. And that's typically going to be on body, probably strong side, inside the waistband. There's a lot of options when you go this route. A lot more options are going to exist that will allow you to be more versatile in your everyday carry. The other aspect is unconventional. Unconventional could be pocket carry, ankle carry. You could have a holster shirt. You can carry off body. So while these options are available, I typically try not to use them as my go-to methods. I try to stick to the conventional methods because that's more in line with what I practice. That's more in line with how I would react. So I try to reduce those periods that I might actually go into the unconventional. What we're trying to do then is to look at our wardrobe and start to identify some of the pros and cons to my selection. For instance, a t-shirt, probably the easiest thing to conceal. If you're choosing a t-shirt, my recommendation is to go with a darker color. Then go with the heavy cotton blends. If you can avoid the lighter colors and the lighter material, what's going to happen is that you're going to reduce the natural tendency to print the firearm based off the wardrobe. Then you might look at something like a polo. Anytime you add a collar, you're adding some degree of like social acceptance. So a polo t-shirt is great. You add buttons to that with a button-down shirt, whether it's long sleeve or short sleeve, and you're really starting to add to that social acceptance. But we also need to consider, what about a professional experience or a professional wardrobe? That might be business attire. That might be a sports coat. That might be a suit and tie. You'll need to try to give some thought into what are the pros and cons to that method. And then some of my favorites are just going to be sweaters and hoodies. As the weather starts to change and it gets a little bit more fallish or towards the latter part of winter, sweaters and hoodies become very, very popular. And the restrictive hem that you see typically is easy to defeat as long as you have good defeat methodology. And then probably the worst part is inclement weather, super cold or even super hot. When you run into those conditions, you really have to make sure that you're thinking about, can I draw from my parka when it's zipped up? I'm probably not going to be walking around in a super cold environment with my jacket unzipped, so I need to consider, can I actually get to it? Which leads us to a function test. Whatever firearm consideration, whether it's conventional or unconventional, one of the things that you're going to need to do is to do a function test with your wardrobe. So if you bought a brand new shirt, before you might go out in public with said new shirt, you're probably going to want to practice in your home safely. So that would mean with an unloaded firearm. Can I still defeat this new shirt with the conventional, or if I'm going to go unconventional? And then you start to apply this kind of philosophy, this practice to all of your wardrobe so that as you buy new clothes or as new clothes enter your wardrobe, you're testing them to make sure that they're functional with your lifestyle, your armed lifestyle. And that's one of the ways that you kind of get to that part of now as I'm in the department store, as I'm ordering clothes online, I'm already thinking, is this something that I've worn in the past that I could probably make an assumption that would probably work? Or is this something that's relatively new and that I'm definitely going to have to do a function test? And then my other part is that if the function test reveals that it just won't work, you got to remember that. Just be cognizant of that as you move forward. So another aspect to the function test is something that you do in the privacy of your own home. Let's say that you like that new clothing garment, whatever it is. The next step would be to take that cover garment to the range and do a live fire test with it. And now you've put all the pieces together and have that confidence to know that that is a good selection for your concealed carry wardrobe. All right, I'm Jeff Gonzalez. If you have any questions or comments, please feel free to post them down below. Until then, take care and stay safe.